Mgtow Millionaire Lesson 19. The Politics of Money. Welcome back to this little corner of the web. This is your host, Fuck It Truman, back with another video. Today we're going to touch on a subject that's pretty much popular these days: politics and people, and how they affect you. As you know, the country is pretty polarized in many ways. Republicans, Democrats, Libertarians, Independents, and whoever else. Everybody has an opinion, and everything seems extremely convoluted and problematic. Tensions are rising. The outer expressions of whatever it is that anybody is trying to push are starting to get slightly physical, to say the least. How does that affect you in order to make money? Remember, at the beginning of our videos, we were trying to do something that you love. So whatever you feel as your principles or the morals that you're guided by, or whatever it is that you consider absolutely vital and non-negotiable when it comes to your inner self, you should apply it to whatever it is that you're doing to make money. Some people will not cross certain lines in order to get rich. If you can't stand certain political stance, political leanings, you shouldn't, as much as you try to be democratic and regal and understanding, you should try to serve the people that you probably have a positive leaning towards to make things work. In other words, don't try to be a hypocrite to yourself, because the most important thing about making money is that when you go home at night, you feel good with yourself. Making money shouldn't make you feel bad. It might make you feel tired. It might make you feel stressed. It might take a few years out of your life because of the effort required to make it. But it shouldn't put you in a depressive mood because you dislike what you do, but you do it because you're getting paid. This is not the point of these videos and these angles. You feel comfortable, being a conservative, be a conservative. You feel comfortable being a socialist, be a socialist. Be a Christian, be a Muslim, be an atheist, be an agnostic, be whatever it is that you want to be. But make sure that is what you want to be. Just make sure that you know who you really are within yourself. Now, why do I touch the subject? Because I've noticed a couple of my friends that I used to have pushed away from me. So much for friendship, isn't it? Out of a political stance, out of beliefs that they held that are more important than anything else. It doesn't matter that we have always treated each other with respect, honesty, and honor, as I spoke in the last video. The only thing that matters is I deviate from their opinions of what needs to be done and how it has to be done, and who does it and why does it happen. For some reason, well, not for some reason, it is a standard practice in the world that religion, politics, and sexual tendencies are very, very iffy, very dicey, very personal subjects, that if it goes against whatever it is that you think is right, it's going to be extremely problematic. And those are just three of the major subjects that influence the way we behave. So my friends stopped talking to me, or at least avoid me, even though we still do a small business together. But we don't talk and we don't sit like we used to. So here's my question to you all. In order to make money, politics matter or affect you? Doesn't matter if they don't matter to you, really. They will affect you because politics is part of our social construct. And in this divided world, they are becoming paramount. And you're going to have to make a choice. Where do you stand? The best way to do things in the Chinese proverb way is be amoral, apolitical. Just make money. Don't include politics, don't include religion, and don't include any way of or idea or any form of idea that will clash with other people. Just be amoral and be apolitical. Forget about it. But if you must, and if you will have to have that in order to feel at peace with yourself, then choose the path that will make you happy at night. When you go to bed at night, you can't have any regrets on the way you're doing or executing things, whether they make you a lot of money or not. Now, if I tell you, you tell me, this deal will make me $40,000 a month, but I have to go against what I want to do. Let me give you an example. I was offered once to run a not so legal enterprise in South America. It wasn't illegal per se, because it wasn't something that would get me to jail, but it would probably, if I went to court, it will get me to pay monetary compensation, a high monetary compensation for what I was about to do. Not because it was illegal, it was just because I wasn't properly registered. So there was a penalty to pay in order to start working before getting all the licenses and everything else. But then again, this was a business I didn't understand how to work it, and I didn't understand it in the first place in any way, shape, or form. So it's better for me to test it out and see if it works, and then pay the penalty once I know it's working, because I don't want to invest in all the licenses without knowing I'm going to make money. That's just the reality and practicality of starting a business. And I thought of it that way back then. So that was my conundrum. And it was a good way to make money. And the money was coming in. And I was pretty happy. I was making thousands of dollars a month. Just chilling and doing it, even though it wasn't exactly what I was planning or how to do it. But every time I went to sleep at night, I didn't feel good with myself, because I had that lingering feeling, the Damocles sword on the freaking neck that you feel that it's going to fall on your neck any second now. Because everything is not properly set up, and it makes you nervous. And I couldn't continue, even though I was making money, but it wasn't at the level I say, okay, it's worth for me to pay the licenses. It's not worth it yet. I don't make enough money to say, yeah, it's worth it. So in other words, just to make sure that I slept at night properly, I quit. Simple. Now, can you live an amoral business, an apolitical business? Don't include that into your business. Just serve everybody, treat everybody equally and go forward. Or do you feel better that you have to stand by your principles and work with that line? If you have to work with your principles, surround yourself with people that think similar to you and work with that. It's better to be honest with yourself and sleep good at night than force the issue. It's far better. At least in my case, he produced several gray hairs on my freaking head. I still hate that. But stay true to yourself. And that's the only thing that you'll ever find that will make you truly happy when you go at night. $1 million will not bring you happiness if your principles override your need for money. That's something that only you can know. And there is a Chinese saying that says the following: if you show me an ounce of grace, 10 times the grace I shall give to you. You show me an ounce of evil, 10 times the evil I shall show you too. Bottom line, you treat me well, I'll treat you back better. You treat me bad, I'll be even worse back to you. That's a standard Chinese proverb that they do and how they behave. Because in China, they still believe in settling scores personally, mafia style. Not saying that this is good or that you should do it. I'm just giving you an example of a moral code that some people follow. I'm not telling you to follow it, but I'm giving you an example that there are moral codes. What's yours and how you want to apply it, and how will that affect your business? Doesn't matter how convoluted and how many parties and how many different sections of society divide themselves into, or whatever happens with the political spectrum and how people behave. What matters is that you stand whatever it is that you want to stand in order to make it work. Go to sleep at night. Always do it. but you truly feel in your heart of hearts that you should be doing. Making money, you can make money anyway. There are enough of every kind of people out there to make money. You want to serve only Christians? There are enough Christians to do business with. You want to be an atheist? There are enough atheists out there to make business with too. There's always enough people around your circle of belief systems that you value the most to make it work. Do not, and I repeat, under any circumstance, if you want to go to sleep at night with your conscience at peace and have a longer life, do not sell your principles out for money. Money is great, and you should strive for it because it's a vehicle to a better tomorrow and an easier life, but never at the expense of your principles. And if you don't have any principles, just go ahead and make all the money that you can and don't get caught. That's it. That's a tidbit for today. And F to those who don't know themselves because they won't be able to pull this off. This is your host, Volker Truman, signing off. Please share, like, and subscribe. Later.